Greenfield got into the Premiership last season, and already we have seen a turnover of coaches. About three coaches. Lloyd Ntasa, Bektemba Ndlovu, now Rodolphe Lakama. So is the fourth coach. I'm not really sure. I can't, because this job is results oriented. You don't produce the result, they'll show you the exit door. Have Greenfield been that bad?
No, I've followed Greenfield from their time in the Eastern region, and this is not a surprise. They're probably one of the most trigger-happy clubs I've witnessed. I think I don't know whether it's a pressure of having resources versus expectations and expecting immediate results. Because if you ask me, I look at Greenfield's challenges specifically under Rodolphe Lakama and this season, it was just about how they travelled on the road. I don't know whether a new coach is going to all of a sudden change. I think maybe when I go right, guys, when Chisumbanje, we realized that maybe we're going to Harare the day before. Let's change our logistics and maybe let's travel 2 days before. Because clearly there's a factor there. I don't know if changing the personnel is going to work. I'm disappointed for Bikita Minerals. I think you remember that clip with Saul Chaminuka and his 4-plate stove and how passionate.
You're just taking away from what because I wanted to ask Veronica this. Because Saul talked about a 4-plate stove and he said it was the cornerstone of his team at Bikita Minerals. Now he has moved over to Greenfield. What happens to the 4-plate stove? Because he was taking a lot of flack, about using aged players and players who are almost getting past their prime. So what does he do? Does he go with his 4-plate stove to Greenfield and probably power it using Greenfield there?
I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's quite unfortunate when someone builds something as good as Bikita, considering how they've been performing since they came onto top flight, and then suddenly something else comes up, you leave. So I'm hoping that at Greenfield is going to find the home that he's probably looking for. Because looking at Greenfield and how they've been changing the coaches and the stories that we hear from Greenfield, it's actually not a so warm home for anyone, because it looks like the community have their own expectations. So once whoever comes on board does not meet their expectations, then it becomes a different story with them, whether you produce the results or you don't. Because looking at how Coach Lakama left the camp, it was still too early, and he was not even on a bad position looking at the log standings, and even looking at the 3-4 matches that he had played leading to his departure. So obviously it's something else, and I'm just hoping that So will not regret this move.
Do you see him regretting this move?
Normally coaches they don't regret moving, especially Kanato move Ashtoda.
Yeah.
You understand?
And it's all about
it's about Kufida Mori. Yeah, it's about Kufida Mori. And
maybe he sold his soul.
because Howard, like what Vero just said, at Greenfield, it's about my results and our father. So if those results are not coming, and it pane challenge, and our no okay, and it could move on, no pain. But in football, Howard, there's a term called patience. I don't think it's Zimbabwe irimo, because for the past 2 weeks, and already we have casualties, and in our own league in 11 games we already have casualties, which is not good for football, to be honest. Because remember, by the time you are up mid-season, there are coaches also that are going to be following. Remember Israel Wange, and Ainama coach, they had to use Kenan Gomo and one of their players as an interim coach, and then you go to Tier 1 just because they lost to Chegu to Pirates, and they fired the whole setup of coaches, and Sakatukuti Tukiti, and Greenfield the same, and now Bikita, they are looking for a coach as well, and look at all these 4 clubs now. Let's exercise patience.
And I would actually want to blame this issue of hiring and firing coaches on why we are not really getting up there at the end of the season. My expectations to get in now, but you discover what by the time in opera season, maybe we say the golden boot Muna and 15 scores, which is not really what you would be expecting in top flight league. But the fact that machinja coach, the next guy who comes in, anima philosophies ake, and instead of proceeding, going forward, murikutange mukuramba muchitendera pan one, because the next 2 or 3 months, you'll be trying to introduce his philosophy as well.
It's your premier football show, The Couch, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Konapo, Ipapo, pa ZTN Prime, DSV channel 294, the place to be.